Good morning. My name is Michael Rouse, and today I'll be analyzing Sinners, directed by Ryan Coogler. In 2025, it's a horror, supernatural, and Southern Gothic type of film, and I like Sinners a lot. Like from the first view, I did not like it. I didn't like it at all. I thought it was very like weird because at the end it goes towards like a horror type theme, and I wasn't never a fan of horror. But the more and more I watched it, I more realized it was more about symbolic meaning, and he kind of used visual elements and he kind of used different themes to get his message across. But I'm reading off my screen different bullet points of everywhere I'm going. Basically, my script for where I'll be going with this vlog. The example one is how he used music. The music he used was very specific, and it was very handpicked. I could tell to get his point across. For example, like the scene where everyone was dancing, everyone was going. Oh, what's the scene? Okay, let me describe the scene better. It was the scene where they was in the warehouse, and it was like different ages of dancing. It was like hip hop dancing. It was like tribal dancing. It was like different stages of dancing. That scene stuck out to me because of just him trying to include everybody, include all the culture of just dancing. So that stood out the most to me. That's my number one example of what stood out the most. Number two is the use of his shadows and like dim lightning and like slow camera movement. For example, like when when the vampire dude first came to the warehouse, and like he kind of spooked out him and his people with the guitars, and they came to the door. It's like it was mysterious vibe. It was kind of like a vibe to where like you didn't know what to expect, what type of protagonist, antagonist they were going to be. You didn't know what character they were going to be until they started speaking. That was my second favorite. So for my third example, I like the final scenes of like how quick it all got pieced together and how quick everything made sense. Like, well, it didn't make sense unless you kind of understood the whole movie. But for me, it made sense how like at the end the bar, it was him at the bar, and it showed him, still alive and still old. He basically made it to old age, meaning he basically had a happy ending. And it was crazy because the whole movie it was like questioning, will he have a happy ending? And ultimately, I would rate Sinners a. My light just fell. Ultimately, I would rate Sinners a 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10. I would give it 10 out of 10, but like I said, it is certain things I did not like about the movie. For instance, I still don't like how it ended in like a horror theme. I wish it would have stayed more like powerful, more like trying to show a deep message. But maybe I need to watch it again. Maybe I need to do more things like that. But ultimately, like, great movie. I can't really, can't really say too much. But thank you for listening. My name is Michael Rouse, and this is my take on Sinners.